Welcome to Make More Out of Monday.
This environment may look new. This is actually our bullpen. We want to show you this because this is where we get motivated on Monday mornings. Inside of our Monday morning meeting, we focus on tell me something you don't know, where we can spark the ideas of how to get our week going. Also, so we can feed off of each other's energy and make sure that we are bringing value to you guys.
Throughout the month of April and the rest of the month of March, we're going to be doing a giveaway for a pair of AirPods. There are 4 ways to enter. Follow our Instagram at Burn the Ship ATL and Soup Sandwich ATL. Subscribe to our YouTube at Burn the Ship and Soup Sandwich. The links will be in the description. Also, let us know in the comments what you kind of want to see out of these videos if you want to see more. And like this video if we made more out of your Monday.
Thanks.
All right, let's talk about some things on the board. Text and emails suck. Let me clarify. Text and emails are good for some things, they're bad for others. So salespeople don't get hired because they can text or email well. You get hired because they can communicate well by talking and by going face to face. So where you need to do text and email, there are a lot of times don't do text and email. Pick up the phone and call them, right? So if I have any kind of inkling that the person is going to do that, sign up or become a client or meet or whatever, and I'm excited about them, I'm going to pick the phone up. I don't want to shoot them an email. That sucks. You're taking your abilities away. When you shoot a text or an email, you're taking your abilities to communicate and your abilities to sell away completely, right? We all went through this before with a text where somebody's like, "What the hell is that supposed to mean?" And you meant it nice, right? So I've got a rule in this office that if you want to talk to me about money or time off or anything like that, you need to call me. Like, accidents happen, mistakes happen, incidents happen where you need to take off. You need something. Call me because I want to hear the emotion in your voice. I want to hear, because if you text me and go, "You owe me $2,000," and I go, "Okay, well, we'll worry about that later," on a text, well, that could mean to you like I'm being an asshole and you're not going to pay me $2,000. When really I'm sitting there on a conference call and doing something at that moment. I don't mean that. So usually if you call me about money, I'm just going to go, "Well, come in, we'll talk about it." Come in, we'll talk about it. Right? Because it doesn't mean I don't owe you money. It means that I want to talk about it face to face. Because when we talk about people's money, then emotions get involved, right? So I always say you don't mess with people's monies or their money or kids. I could say monies. That is actually a word.
Yeah.
But money or kids, you don't mess with those two things. Those are the number 1 and number 2 list, and it's not in that order. It depends on what you're talking about at that time.
It is not in that order.
It is not. No, it doesn't have to be in that order. It is.
Yeah, the money comes
whatever.
first.
No, well, no, not necessarily. It's whatever you're passionate about at that time. Kids become number 1 if you're talking about their kids. Money comes number 1 if you're talking about money. So they're 1A, 1B depending on what you're talking about. So text and emails. Pick up the phone. Call them. Let them hear your voice. Let them hear your passion. Let them hear how happy you are. Because you can turn 2 weeks into 1 day that we saw, the other day with Jordan. The person text. I said, "Hey, go ahead and give them a call." "Well, she doesn't want to do it till next week." I go, Call them. Let's do it. Because you're really pulling it in 2 weeks when you do that, right? If you do it, and you could do it that week, you could do the meeting that week and close the deal that week, well, you're freeing up time for next week, right? And then you're pulling in the download too a little bit. So you might be possibly saving 2 meetings for 2 weeks by doing it right then.
What if you're having to play phone tag and they're not answering?
Well, look, at the end of the day,
Text them and say, "Call me."
Yeah. Hey, I want to hear your voice. I want to talk to you.
Okay.
Give me a call. That's what I would do.
I say something interesting too. You can kind of lead with something else, like think,
all right, I've talked to this person 2 or 3 times in a row about processing. They haven't answered my phone call or been as responsive that I would like. I'm going to think of something that's like the carrot at the head of the treadmill for the rabbit. You know, I'm going to think, do I have a connection for this person? Do I have a referral for this person? And if it's somebody that's not answering your phone call, I wouldn't refer them. I wouldn't, you know, if you can, but
Yeah, hey, I found
you're not always going to put money right in their pocket. You
I
might
found
have a
this
referral
new-
partner,
Yeah.
somebody you can introduce, but something just, hey, I got somebody I wanted to introduce you to. Call me real quick.
I found this new networking group you might be interested in
Lead with something else.
as well. Oh yeah, I definitely want to talk to you about that. But I also want to talk to you on the phone because I found this new networking group I want to talk to you about. I want to do something. It's not a lie. You got to have something that you can give them.
Yeah.
Don't lie to them. What about that networking? I was sucked anyways. You didn't want to go to. I figured it out. No, don't do that. Actually give them something.
Yeah, just something with some substance to make them want to call you.
That's right.
Okay.
And you can do it every time.
Yeah. In radio and TV, they do it all the time. They sizzle the thing. You give it to them later. That's what they always do. Go, in a minute, we're going to be talking about this. In a minute, we're going to be talking. In a few minutes, we're going to be talking about this. And then we'll get to it for 15 minutes. But that keeps you on that show or that coming up soon. That keeps them on there to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which in the end helps advertising money because it's keeping you on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it happens all the time. But you can do that within your phone calls. So yeah, there are going to be people that ghost you. That's just part of it. All these things that we're talking about, you have to do them all because sometimes people are just going to ghost you and they're never going to call you back. You signed them up. They're never going to download because they didn't want to do it. But you almost have to tip your hat to yourself and go, I did a good sales job by impulsing them to close them. And they just really didn't want to do it. That's okay. I'll rip up paperwork all day. I don't care. Right? If my goal, and it is my goal to talk and to contact 20 new people a day, right? That's 400 people a month. I need 4 to 6 of those people to say yes. So I might have to rip up 8 to 10 or 15 paperwork to get those 4 to 6, and I don't care about that. I care about the 4 to 6 that are going to say yes. Right? So we can talk about this. Understand that the people that you're inviting in for podcasts and the people that you're seeing in the field equate to this is how many people I have to see, and then let's put it in money terms, right? Okay? So if just bare minimum, you get paid, $30 a month per client, right? Okay? That's over $1,000 a year, right? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
That's $300 a year.
No. This is where I was going with that. If you're just doing that and you're doing it 4 to 6 times a month, that's over $1,000 a year in residuals per month, right? Got that right now?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. So if you compound that with 40 or 50 deals, that's how you got to do it, right? It's the same thing as giving away things that you don't have to give away. You can sign somebody at $500 a year, okay, in savings, and they think that's great. Where some people are like, I'm not doing it for $500 a year, but that's a starting point, right? $300 a year, $500 a year. And this is all relative to the deal we're talking about. Sometimes you got to save them $2,000 a year because they're doing $1.5 million a month. Well, $200 a year, somebody's doing $1.5 million a month is nothing. And they're probably not going to switch to you. So we got to find
$2,000 a year.
Probably not, but then you have to find some other stuff,
Yeah,
technology, relationship building. We're going to give you referrals. We're going to do things that the other people aren't going to do. We are not a vendor, guys. We are a partner. And most people, in most of their services in here, including this, their phone services, right? Their office supplies. It's a vendor that you call and use. You don't have any passion to them at all. Not at all. But if you can make that partnership connection and it be true, hey, this person gives me referrals. This person gives me this. This person helps me out when I need somebody to cut a tree in my yard. They gave me the referral and the guy did awesome. If you can find that partnership and that connection, you're going to have better retention. You're going to have better sales. It's just how it is, right? That jewelry store down there is not going to leave us. He gets pitched all the time. But me and Chris bought enough jewelry for our wives in there that he's not, get out of here. No way he leaves us. Because we buy we're customers of his as well as he's a customer of ours. And that's how you have to do it. And you don't have to buy stuff at people's things to make that relationship, that connection happen. You truly think about what's going to help their business. Is it a piece of technology that's going to make them more money? Hey, I bet your other credit card processors didn't tell you that if you do this residual or this recurring billing thing, you can actually have memberships at this business, whatever that business might be, and you can make more money in that. You can make more money. So you're giving them things that help their business. Nobody else is going to do that for them, right? You got to find ways that they're going to go, I'm never going to leave them, or I want to go with them because of this, right? And the podcast is an easy tool to go, look, you're going to be able to keep coming in here and doing podcasts over and over, and they're not always going to be completely free, but they're going to be cheaper than going to a video company and do it. I can promise you that. So think about it before you send the text, and there's times to send text, right? There's times to do that. Like right here, if you're in this meeting and your customer calls, it's not, hey, pick up the phone and answer it. It's shoot them a text and go, in a meeting right now, I'll call you back as soon as I get out of it, right? If it's 911, if this is 911, call Amanda. Call this number. And y'all need to memorize that number, right? Call this number, please.
It's the easiest number in the world.
Okay. Do you know it?
No.
Do you know it?
I can recognize it.
Okay. Do you know it? Say it.
770-818-6188.
Remember that number. That's going to help you out when you're doing sales in the field and you get calls to not break away and do that. Hey, call that number. And then you can call Amanda after and go, hey, did this person call you? No. If they did, great. What happened? What was the end result? She'll go, I took care of it. Great. Then you can call and go, did Amanda take care of it for you? Did our people take care of it? Great. Right? But you should want to go to these merchants that you sign after they have a call with them. At least call them and go, hey, look, I'm really looking to break my own record here. Or I'm looking to be the best salesman in the office. Give me like 3 people that I can call this week. Aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters that own businesses. You're the people that do what you do that are not in your area, that are not necessarily your competition. Or maybe it's your next door neighbor at your office complex. Give me some people. You got to give them ideas of how to give you referrals, because they're not trained to give referrals. People are not trained to give you referrals. You have to train them, and you have to do it in ways. If you've got 20 deals, you should be able to get at least 20 deals a year from all those people. 1 a year. Now you get 100. You should be able to just call your people and get 1 closed deal a year per client. Get up into that 200 and 300 range. You should still be able to get 1 per, right? This is the easiest way to get business, is from your own clientele. In fact, in 3 to 5 years in this industry, you should never have to do cold calls. Ever. With the podcast going on and the other things we're doing, the software stuff we're doing, and your own book of business, you should never have to walk into a door. They should all be warm leads. But you have to work your book right, and you have to work the system right to do that. Or you're constantly going to be cold calling. Look, there are organizations and there are verticals that are going to be way higher average on a sale. Selling a car, you make $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $8,000 per car, whatever kind of car it is, for commission, right? But you're never going to be able to do that. You're only as good as the month before, right? And even good car salesmen go and look at their car, the people that they sold cars in the last 6 years, and go back to them because it's time to buy another car. And they might not have to go on the lot anymore if they did it right, correct? Because everybody's buying a car every 3 to 5 years now these days. I guarantee you that it's 3 to 5 years. It's not, people don't keep cars for 10 years like when I was a kid, when my parents did, until literally the wheels fell off.
Houses now, 3
right?
to 5 years too.
Yeah.
I don't think my stepdad sells cars, and I don't think that he's the internet dude. Like, he never goes on the lot, ever.
Oh, well, there you go. So, but if you don't do that, and if you don't keep up with your pipeline and your CRM Pipe Drive is who we use, right? If you don't keep up with that, you're making your job harder in 3 years because you're going to be doing the same thing in 3 years, 2 years, and 3 years. So we're all talking about incremental successes, right? On a daily basis, incremental text messages, incremental phone calls. They're all minute wins, but over years, they become huge wins, right? So instead of giving somebody, 50 basis points when you could have given them 75, that's huge. That's a 25-point swing, right? Right? But give them 12 cents instead of 10 cents. Sometimes you can't do that because it doesn't match. But we want to maximize every statement that we can to save them money, the money that they want to save, so it's a win-win. Because I can tell you, everything that you save them, it comes out on y'all's residuals and our residuals and the company's residuals. So it's that 1 penny, I can do the math over all the transactions you do in 2 and 3 years matters tremendously. We're talking about $1,000 a month on 1 penny over time. If you were like, man, I really wish I'd have done 1 penny more, because 1 penny means a lot if you've got 300 merchants.
Yeah, well, you can see it too, especially with the size of my book is and Roderick's book is. You can see now, like, that you're making, you're doing X amount of volume and you're making X amount of dollars, and you're like, fuck, I could have squozed, some more basis points in there on almost every deal at the beginning, because you can see you're like, I'm making, 15 basis points off my book. And if I would have priced everybody right or understood the process the way I understand it now with some of the original deals I did, I know for a fact that I could be pulling 20 and 22 basis points off my own.
Which is probably $500 more a month.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
That's a decent car payment, $500 a month, So everything matters. That's all I'm saying. And it's small victories. Now you're going to hit one that's big that you're going to make $400 or $500 a month off of. That's the goal. That's just how it goes. But you want the $30 and $40 a month too. In fact, if I can have 1,000 deals that only make, $40 a month off of, that's what, $4,000 a month, right? Or I have one deal that makes $4,000. I'd rather have the 1,000 deals, because if one of them leaves, I don't see it. If you have one that makes $4,000, you will absolutely, it'll hurt you when they leave. So you want to get your book to be plenty of mids, right? You want that. So the goal is get the podcast going. Get them in here. Guys, we will help close them. We will do this for everybody. We'll help close them. But we got to get that podcasting. We're going to go over that in a second. 1-to-1 best practices. Okay? Look, I always let the person in a 1-to-1 talk first. I want them to talk first because I want to talk last, right? Hey, tell me about yourself. Tell me about things. This is taking control of the situation. Hey, tell me about you. I answer a little bit and I go, hey, actually, I wanted to start with you because I really want to learn more about you. Start with them. There's many reasons why. Why would you want to start with them?
Because people love to talk about themselves.
100%. You close at the end. People love to talk about themselves. They're giving you all the information that you need to close them. Yeah, you're making people feel like they're in the spotlight. There's everything.
This makes people think that you care.
It's the right beginning of the process to close it.
But it's in a sales process that I get to finish.
Yes.
Right?
You got to have control at the end of the conversation to close. If you're not the one in control at the end of the conversation, you're getting closed.
At the end of every 1-to-1, I tell people, I go, look, my goal always in this is for you to leave with something and for me to leave with something, right? So first off, if it's a pocket and I can sign them up and they're not already with us, I absolutely go, hey, you're not going to refer us, like you probably want to, unless you're with us. Then you see how great we are, how great we do things, and we run this thing as a business that was, in the 70s with 2021 technology. We really care about you. We're going to talk to you. We're going to answer our phones, cell phones. You're going to get no 800 numbers with us. We don't want you to 800 number. We want to get a hold of you. We want you to be able to get a hold of us, right? Well, tell me the last 3 to 5 people that you acquired as a client. Like, be specific. What vertical were they in? Who'd you talk to? That kind of thing. And I'm gonna talk about the last few people that I met that I think that you can you see what I said? I said met, not signed up necessarily, but met, that I think that can help you out. So they're going to go, and I'm going to draw 3 to 5 referrals out of them, and I'm going to be very specific about it. Right? And then I'm going to go, great, can I call these people and just tell them, hey, Jordan told me to give you a call? I'm going to say that. I want to get their permission. Because I don't want them to I don't want them to go to those people and go, hey, and call me back. Because those 5 turned into 1 or 0. Because they either don't do it, because it's not their job. And I don't blame people for not calling people for me. It's not their job. It's not what they do. Right? Number 2, they don't know how to rebuttal objections that we know how to rebuttal. They're going to come back and say they're in a contract. They just signed up with somebody. They're good where they are. And I can rebuttal all those like that. But it's not his job, not his or her job to rebuttal those. It's our job to do it. And I've seen it so many times in all my networking groups. They come back and go, hey, I thought I had you a deal, but they're in a contract. Well, I go, well, I'd love to still talk to them because we're known to pay off contracts. There's a lot of cases where that does work. And we'll
Saying it works every time. At least say it. Mm-hmm. Don't just say, oh, contract. Oh, okay.
So if you're in a one-to-one and you're not saying that statement, and you're learning about them, you're learning about us, but if you're not saying that statement, hey, give me the last 3 to 5 people that you acquired as a client. Be specific, vertical, because I want to do the same to you. I want to give you something that you need. You like nonprofits? I've talked to 10 nonprofits in the last month and a half, 2 months, and they will answer your calls. You like this? You like this? I'll find you that. I'll go to Jay and ask him 3 people that you can go talk to. I'll give you 3 people somebody can talk to almost every time.
Yeah, for sure.
You can come in with Roderick, Bailey. We'll give you opportunities. It is not your job to close my deals. It's not my job to close your deals. My job is to get you an at-bat. And if you can give me the at-bat, all I can do is blame myself on it. Right? I didn't do something right. Right? How to work a networking room. Right? This is people's, I like to say that we do it different, but we probably don't because we don't go over it enough. But if you find yourself sitting in the same seat at networking groups, you're doing it wrong. People have their comfort zone. I can guarantee you at your Gusty Girls group, people sit beside the same people. They sit on the same side of the table every time.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Be different. That means you're talking to the same people every time. You're basically saying the same conversation every time, having the same fucking conversation. It's gross. Sit on the other side next to 2 other people. Then go to that corner. Then go to that corner. Then go to this corner. Right?
And
Work
those
the
people you know
room.
really well. Just shake their hand at them.
Yes. Work the room better.
Good to see you, but I'm at work.
Talk to C Pockets for 30 seconds and get out of there, Maverick.
It's actually really good
I
practice.
tried to do that
Yeah.
on Thursday when we went. As soon as the 15 insurance guys that came up to me talking to me, I was like, yeah, great.
You got to be nice, though. They're going to think you're
No,
an
it was really
asshole.
nice.
Yeah, you got to be nice. You got to
get
learn.
out as fast as possible.
You got to. You got to get to the people that you can sign or be a referral partner. That's how you have to work the room, right? Goal, guys, is still 1 podcast a day per person. That's going to get you more referral, or that's going to get it'll give you more referrals too. But it'll give you your pipeline more. You have to. If you rinse out like Jordan did last week, what'd you do? 4 deals last week? 3 deals?
What was it, 5?
5 deals?
Yeah.
If you rinse that out, you can't wait 4 more weeks to do 5 more. That's awful. That's this. You don't want that. You want to be flat. That's what you want to be. You want your pipeline to be so big, it's feeding you to where you're constantly doing 4 deals a month, 6 deals a month, 8 deals a month. 8 deals, 2 deals a week is not impossible. Nobody's done it here, but they're not. You got to have your pipeline in a position to be able to do that. If you do all the things that you've been doing right now to get to 4 deals, the podcast will help you get to 6 to 8. I can guarantee it. Because they're getting to talk to me or Chris or Roderick or Bailey or Kelly or Jordan every time they're getting to see the system at work. It only helps you. When you're there by yourself and you're telling somebody and you're in Starbucks or you're in this, they don't see what's behind you. They don't see that. People can come in here and they can go, okay, this is really kind of the company that I like to work with. Look, they got a dartboard in there. They're cool. You know, whatever it
They have
is.
beer fridge and a dartboard.
That's right.
They're chill.
It is.
Every single person that comes in here knows shit said that, though. No
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
that's the first thing that I thought
look,
when I walked in for the first
what's
time.
the most important part of the pitch? Intro, short story, presentation, close, rehash. What's the most important part?
Intro.
Intro is the most important part. Because you can't get to the close without a really, really, really good icebreaker intro, right? You can't do it. Close comes way easier. It goes from, if you don't have a good intro, to close, all those other ones, it goes to, I'm only business and I'm only talking about rate. I don't want to just talk about rate. I want to talk about personality. I want to talk about feeling. That's what I want them to see. Something that's real, that they can touch. They've never went into their credit card processor's office. Ask them all. Ask everybody you talk to. Have you ever been into your credit card processing office? Who does your processing? 99 out of 100 will say no. They want to call it 800 number. This gives it validation to what we're doing, and it makes it easier for that close. And if you can bring in more people, and you should be able to bring in more people on a weekly basis, 1 a day is our goal. If you can do that, you will hit your 4 to 6 to 8 a month, guaranteed. Because you're gonna have help doing it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. Let's talk about the podcast coming up this week.
So I have some intro calls for the podcast. I came in here and saw the text and email and sucks, and I wanted to go over setting up the podcast with some people over the phone to see if that improved the process.
Yep.
So I have PJ Ewing today first, who is he's from New York. He's a Esther connection, actually. He's a marketing guy. I have Carolina, I couldn't even begin.
Sarah,
You want to try?
No, I'm awful at that.
Look at this. Fuguet.
Fuguet.
Yeah.
Could be the. It
No,
could
that
be
sounds...
Fuguet, like Chevrolet. Yeah.
So graphic
It's
designer. That one's
E2
mine.
Brute.
Yeah.
I think you're the only one that got that one.
Yeah. Jody Collins, graphic designer. Chantel Espaya. She is a lawyer. And those are all intro calls, first 4. And then Carol Nemi is mine. She's another marketing person. And have a meeting on Wednesday with Maya Roffler, the one that gave us the initial feedback about the podcast. Do you remember that when we were talking about it with Kyle?
Mm-hmm.
The girl. She's coming into the office
To talk.
Yeah. And that's what she does, is her service. So I'm going to get some more understanding, see if I want to build a little better rapport in the picture. Jeremy Siegel, Why Influence Podcast, a guy that we met through ATV, is there. And then Jennifer, I think her last name's Cordero. Intro call. She's a marketing person as well. Roderick just scheduled.
So these are all intro calls to book.
No, 3 of the ones that the middle 3 of those, Carol, Jeremy, Jennifer, are all podcasts. Are all actual podcasts.
But some of them are intros to book.
Yeah, I have 5 intros.
Okay, good.
But
I love that, because you're talking to them about it instead of.
I'm gonna book them this week
Yeah.
though, because they're gonna go either this week or next week, depending on how the week kind of shakes out. But I'm just having, that's all Monday and Tuesdays. I have those calls to set it up for people. See, Jordan has Maria Tavares.
Yeah, she's in my BNI group. She has a cleaning company.
Does she do credit card processing with us?
Not yet.
Who does she do?
I don't know
I
yet.
don't think she takes. She does commercial cleaning, right?
Both.
Yeah,
Commercial and houses.
Yeah, I don't think she takes credit cards yet. Eugene Popov.
He's also in my BNI group, and he is with us, but he hasn't processed in a while.
He does the windows.
Yeah.
Yes, Universal Direct.
Yeah.
And then Claudia Radu.
She owns a craft store. out in Woodstock, and she was on
That's
my
pretty
call
dope.
list.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, like all the stuff that I would buy, like
She
everything
sells-
in her store.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
That's
sells
where
vinyl pretty much.
That's where the majority of mine are from this week as well, as the call list
Mm-hmm.
is hitting the calls really hard. Like half of them are. And then is that the only 3 that you have just
Yeah.
bunched together right there? All right, and then Rod's got Cindy Nelson Elder Law Care.
Okay.
They are definitely with us, and they rock out. And Christian Brown.
Who's that? Oh, I know Christian. Yeah, he's coming in.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I invited him a
Love
long
it.
time ago. I guess Roger sent him the link again. He probably emailed it out, but
Cool.
yeah.
What you got?
Um,
Why didn't you book any last week?
I gotta call Eric, the guy he's one of the regulars at Old Town, and so when I used to work there, we got super close. He's super chill. He's a great guy, but he's not the owner, but his boss. And when I was talking to him about it, he was like, "Oh, my boss is cheap as fuck. He'll definitely want to talk to you. Like, he'll definitely come in and do a podcast."
What does
I
he
was like,
do?
"Oh, cool." He owns a seafood company or a seafood restaurant.
Which
It's like,
one?
huh?
Which one?
What's it called?
Where's it at?
I can't think of the name. It's in Kennesaw. And they're always super busy. And I was like, maybe it's a good idea for me to go pick up lunch for the office one day and just Sunday this week and just go and talk to him because he said that he's normally there. But Eric told me to call him today,
Set a time.
and he's going to talk to his boss.
Set a time. I'll go. Cool.
And Joanna, she's not going to be in town until next week for market. She's a boutique owner.
Okay. And you're not going to be here next week.
Yeah. I have market the 12th through the 16th.
And what time do you have to be there Monday?
We haven't set a time yet because it's set
My
up.
question is, can you be
set
here
up-
for the Monday morning meeting and then go?
I can ask.
Just asking.
Because normally we go in right at 8 to the market center because you have to get there early to get your badges and stuff for the week. But
Badges. We don't need no stinking badges.
yeah, I can see what time we're gonna start set up.
Yep. Let me know.
Did you set up some other people to call? Did you think about some other people to call to add to your list as well so you can practice?
Oh, I've got a list that I've been making over there on my desk. There's like 6 or 7 names and phone numbers.
I went ahead and set my calls for 2 that way I could do it consistently. So if you need me, if you want to practice, I'm gonna do it 2
Yeah,
to 4
I'll do
every
it with
day.
you.
So I went ahead and booked it 2 weeks. That way I could know the 2 to 4 was
What do you have
free
today?
for me.
Mm-hmm.
Master Network?
I have a lot today. I have this podcast call with Kyle at 11. We're doing Master Networks face to face.
At 11, I'm going to be on that call, right?
Yeah, that's Kyle's call. Then 1 face to face, then 3, and then 4. I have 3 call, 4 face to face.
Where face to face?
Marietta. And
Who is it?
It's the like the chiropractor that's underneath the office complex where Melissa is in the square. That doctor's office.
Take her with you.
Okay.
And then you got your Master's Networking thing? Are you today?
Yeah.
Virtually?
No,
Face to face?
it's not. Well, it's spring break, so it's just our leadership meetings, face to face.
All right.
It's probably 6 or 7 of us though. I mean, it's not like there's a huge portion of people that's gone.
Well, I was saying if it was a full meeting, she needs to be on it with you.
Or yeah, we don't have because it's spring break because we follow.
Because
The
y'all
What do you
have
got
a school
today?
schedule, right?
we follow the Cobb school schedule.
And what do you got today?
I got a few people I got to call. A couple of them are interested in doing podcasts, and I have a training today.
Okay.
So far that's what's set. But there's one guy I really am trying to get in touch with. He owns a carpet cleaning company, and he was a regular at the gym when I was there. So
What's his name?
Joe Paul.
Oh,
I know Joe
yes,
Do you
yes.
really?
I meant
Yeah.
to tell you this.
Citrus cleaning.
Yeah, Paul Romanex company. We should call them again. See what
That's not his name.
Paul Romanek.
The one that we went to that owns Citrus
100%.
Cleaning. That's his name?
Yep.
I thought his name was something
Didn't
else.
we call them?
That was the guy that my friend
Did he end up
called
selling
her.
it?
I
Yeah,
tried to call him and
yeah,
left a voicemail.
He
He
didn't
called
end
me
up
back.
selling it?
Left voicemail. I called him.
I don't
left
think they can
voicemail.
ever get the merger.
Yeah, so we're
Let's call him
definitely playing
again.
phone tag.
Yeah, I know him. I've known him for a long time.
I love
That
him.
guy is the owner of a franchise, and then this.
that guy owns the franchise.
Yeah, that's what I was
He's
saying.
the franchisor.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
you can still
get
switch
that.
him.
He's on Square. They're using Square. Every
You can
single
still switch him. Yeah, his you know, him and his wife started that business. She passed away of cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, but I go back. He might not even know me,
Well, he definitely knows me.
but he could know me. But I used to do networking with him at West Cobb Business like 9-10 years ago. Long time ago. I know him though for sure. He was a fireman. If not, he still is a fireman.
He still is.
Yeah.
I was telling Kelly I have these scars on my hands because one morning when I was working in the gym, there was a machine that was stuck like in place, and I was trying to be the hero to go save it, and it slammed down on my hand, and he ran over and helped me. He definitely.
hero.
I love him.
I have a question. So the other night when we were,
Sure,
I'll let you have a concert. The other night when we were talking about different networking things that we can go to, the Cartersville and Paulding and Bartow, all those different chambers. How do you do you have to email them and like get on a list, or like do you
To go to the
show up?
event?
I was waiting you to finish. Yes, you can show up
Doesn't it
to all
depend?
these.
So I can just look up times and locations for each of these.
Let's call them together today.
Okay.
And I'll show you.
Okay.
Cartersville's events have been good. I've been going to those. Cartersville's chamber events have been pretty cool.
Their chamber's always been well.
Do they do it once a month or?
They do it. Well, they do several different events. They do like a business after hours once a month. Rainey's doing the next one. Rainey Lewis. He just opened a new company, by the way. You know, he still has that farmer's insurance company, but he opened a Drips. It's not Drips brand, but it's just like a IV place.
Cool. Business is good business. All right, cool. Anything else? We're good. Let's get to work.